Alex, obviously you've been on the court now. What did you learn, and what do you guys need to get better at as the season starts for you?
Yeah, I mean, we played that first exhibition game against Upper Iowa as well as the scrimmage against Missouri. So, we got to learn a few things about ourselves. I think we're still we're building on both ends, the defensive and offensive end. We're just trying to build every day and, try to get those schemes down more and more. So, we're going to build as we go along, and I'm excited to see how we look.
Getting closer and closer to starting on Tuesday. What's just the general excitement around the team of getting this thing going?
Everybody's excited. I mean, we're in here practicing. This is going to be our second practice in a row this week. We had an off day on Tuesday, and we're going to practice tomorrow and then take Saturday off. So we're just trying to build the excitement. I know everybody's looking forward to it, so I know the fans are looking forward to it. So there's some good excitement in our locker room and in our practice gym lately.
Looking back at the Upper Iowa film, is there anything that you saw that stood out like, hey, that was a pleasant surprise, or hey, that wasn't as good as I thought, actually?
I would have to say one thing that, kind of stood out to me was I know we played Upper Iowa, but Ryan Nimhard's poise was big for us. I think he can be a big part of our team, and, him being a point guard along with Sharif, whether he's starting or being a backup, I think, he's going to be a key part to our team, and I'm looking forward to playing by his side this season.
When Dries Williams started going after them, you kind of got the first assignment of putting that fire out.
Yep.
I mean, I know dunking and shooting is the fun stuff to do, but
yeah.
In terms of just being asked to be the first guy to make an impact defensively, are you comfortable with that, or do you hope to be?
Yeah. It's actually not something I've had to do in my career just because, I played with some really talented high-level players, and it's something that I'm going to have to do more of this season, which I'm actually looking forward to. I'm kind of excited to be that guy and, trying to help our team on the defensive end. So I'm excited for that role, and I'm trying to become more comfortable with it as the season goes on. So I'm looking forward to it.
In terms of, you're a real cerebral kind of basketball player. What do you feel like is important to helping you be a good defender, also within the team scheme, so you're not just kind of hunting passing lanes and things like that?
Yeah, I mean, I think staying within the scheme is one thing, just because sometimes I'm used to trying to get in passing lanes and get steals, but a lot of it's just experience and positioning and technique. If knowing where to be at the right time, it actually makes your job a lot easier if you're in the right spot instead of just chasing a guy around the whole possession. So I've had some experience, and I know where to be. I know where the technique, especially in this defensive system. So I'm excited to see where we go as a team, and see how these guys build on the defensive end as well.
I just wanted to ask you about what you thought changed in that Upper Iowa game. I mean, initially they started off strong, and then you guys held them to 2 points for 12 minutes or something like that.
Yeah.
What did you guys do defensively that was different, especially after you got a chance to look at it?
Yeah, I mean, I think we just we started off a little bit slow, which I think happens to a lot of teams, when they come in their first exhibition and, they're playing a lower level team. But, we actually, during a timeout, coach showed us they have their little record sheet of we call them, I think, blanks and gaps, or, we might not score for 3 possessions or they might score for 3 possessions in a row. And they had a few of those where they scored in multiple possessions in a row. So, I think when we heard that as a team, we weren't very satisfied with that. So we wanted to make sure that we got some stops, and, that's going to be a very big part of our team is the defensive end, because, as the offense will come naturally for these guys because we're all so talented, and, the system is tremendous. So it's going to really be on the defensive end whether we do what we're capable of doing this season.
How important is patience for you? A guy like you, patient, because you've been in the system, you've seen it work fluidly, and now you've got a whole new group of guys that you got to get.
Yeah, that's actually a really good question. Patience is a big thing, especially in this system on the offensive end. I'm trying to tell these young guys, not to force shots and just to trust the system, and that, if we do what we're supposed to do and we play the right way and we share the ball and we cut with pace, then the ball will come right back to you when you're getting wide open shots. So I've been trying to emphasize that a lot for my game, just stay in space, staying in the corner, knowing when to make the right read, and it's actually made the game a little bit easier for me so far.
How has it been as a veteran guy going through practices? I mean, the coaches, I'm sure, have tried to simplify things for the younger guys, and you had to do a lot of teaching. How have you had to tell yourself, all right, you may have to struggle here. This is going to be a growing pains day, or how have you worked through that?
Yeah. I mean, some days you can kind of feel that. Just depends on what we're working on or what we're learning that day. And it's been fun. I've loved the role. I've really embraced it, trying to be a leader for these guys. Sometimes I find myself on the sideline standing next to the coach, almost feeling like a coach at times. So So it's actually really fun. Our freshman group is tremendous. They're all so willing to learn. So it's been a lot of fun, and I'm just extremely excited for this season and what it has to hold for us.
Yeah. I mean, one thing Max says is that you guys are going to get better.
Oh yeah.
Like every game probably.
Absolutely.
Have you already seen some of that already, just in terms of?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we haven't played much against other opponents, but I think as these games start to, they start to show their face, and we start to play these games against, Pine Bluff in the next few games, Nebraska, I think we're going to get a lot better, and it's going to be present, and it'll be visible when you see it when we play.
Awesome.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, sir.
Appreciate
Thank you.
it.
Appreciate it.
Well, what's your general impression? You got your feet wet with the home crowd and whatnot, but do you expect Tuesday to be different, being that it's for real?
I expect our intensity to be a little different. I thought we came out a little flat, but come Tuesday, I feel like we'll have it corrected and we'll be ready to roll.
Why do you think that was? Just because it's an exhibition game kind of going through?
Yeah, I think it was like some of it was first-time jitters. A lot of us first time playing in CHI and in front of the crowd here. So it was good to get that experience under our belt, but now we got to be ready to go.
What's been the biggest challenge for you integrating yourself into the system and staying patient?
Getting used to the speed of play. It's obviously a much faster pace, but you still got to take great shots every single possession. So I think balancing those two has been really hard for me.
You mentioned just maybe getting off to a better start, bringing the intensity. What else did you take away from that game? Once you got a chance to look at the film against Upper Iowa, what stood out about that performance?
We got execute scouting reports better. We knew right away they were going to be a shooting team, and we did not defend them like they were shooters at all. Kind of let them get hot in the beginning, a couple minutes, and if we take that away, the game obviously turns out a lot differently. So we just got to execute that scout better.
I didn't stand about Ryan Hart's performance in the exhibition.
What was that?
Ryan's performance.
Oh, so much fun to play with. He sees the floor so well. And, even though it was an exhibition game, he was still spreading the ball how we like to do it and pushing the tempo. He's so good at controlling the pace of the game for us. It's a lot of fun to play with.
We just asked Alex about being like the senior amongst the group of freshmen. Now that you're almost in game time, what's can you sum up what these last 5-6 weeks have been like as you've tried to help lead these guys and watch them grow and have good days and bad days, just helping them through that whole process?
I think, like you said, watching them grow, that's been really fun. You get to see a lot of young mistakes at the beginning of the year, and those mistakes are starting to disappear, and they're starting to make like college-level plays. It's like it's got to be rewarding for them, but it's really cool to see them make that progress and have that confidence in their abilities to see themselves grow in the game. So it's really cool to watch.
Did you have to I don't know if they change your expectations, but just remind yourself at times, maybe even during practice, it's okay, yeah, we're young. It's going to take, we got to be patient. Yeah. I think one of the other reporters used that word a little bit.
I think it was more I had to be more self-aware and be more vocal.
Yeah.
Because we are so young. Stuff that's second nature to me, I had to explain and kind of talk freshmen through it so they can understand the why behind why you do something. Explain the reasoning and how it'll help down the road. I think that was the biggest challenge for me.
Obviously, you want to win. That's priority number one. But what else do you want to get out of the opener and maybe building blocks as you move forward in the regular season?
I think some confidence. Have everyone get on the same page, execute a scout, be confident in our scout, and be confident in the way we execute it. I think that'll be huge for us, especially where we're so young. I feel like we'll grow a bunch during the season, so that'll be exciting to watch.
Okay, so I stopped by practice a couple weeks ago, and your voice was really raspy, and you were losing it. Max said you were just sick for a couple days or something.
Yeah.
Is that it? Because your voice is back now. It sounds.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was you can't have Brian without his voice.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
That doesn't make sense. So you're able to power through. I didn't know if that was just a product of how much you were talking.
It was a combination of the two, but yeah. Whatever thing's going around.
There's kind of a joke about some coaches who just you get to February, they've been yelling so much, it's oh, you can hear it in their voice. I didn't know if that was happening to you.
No, not yet, not yet.
Talk about it. So.
I'll try.
Yeah.
Coach, looking back on the Upper Iowa film, anything stand out when you look back hey, we did that actually better than I thought, or we didn't do that as well as I thought?
Defensively, once we settled in, I thought we did a decent job. Obviously, they're built on three-point shooting, and they took a couple of bitch ballot greens that we probably didn't respect to start the game. But I thought as we adjusted, we did a good job defensively, and offensively, we've got a ways to go. Our timing and our execution is a work in progress, but that's something we'll continue to improve upon.
Did Nebhard stand out as much as you thought he did during Saturday?
Yeah. I mean, he controls the game. He controls the pace of the game, tempo of the game, and obviously his ability to play at that pace and make good decisions when he's playing that fast is huge for us. And he does a lot for us on both ends of the floor.
Getting ready to start for real on Tuesday. Just what's the excitement level and having the ability to get more game tape to look at and have these guys learn?
Yeah, they're probably more excited than I am to get started. I think we need a lot more work, but we'll play one for real, and it'll be good for us. We don't really have any information on Arkansas Pine Bluff, so we're kind of going into this blind. They've got a new coaching staff and a bunch of new guys, and we're their first game. So we're going to have to do what we do and try to do it as well as we can. But it'll be good to get out there for real and have a nice crowd in the stands and get another season started.
Obviously, winning is the priority, but I asked Brian about what else he wants to get out of Tuesday. He said confidence. Do you think this team as a whole needs to go stop and do this as a team?
I think that's just healthy for any team. Anytime you have good things happen, I think that the level of confidence that provides can carry you a long ways when you get in some tough moments later on in the season. So, it's one thing to have it happen in practice. It's another thing to have it happen with the lights on and with the crowd there. So, it'll be good for these guys to get out there again. It's just another step in the process, and we've had a good stretch in practice. We've been at it for 5 weeks now. So it's going to be good to get out and get started.
How is that? How would you? It's been kind of a weird deal because the last 3-4 years, the guys knew what they're doing like almost 24/7. At least it seemed like that. This is a different group. Have you had to step back and say, hey, it's going to take some time?
We've had to go slower. So I don't think we have as much in as we would normally have at this point in the season, and obviously that's to be expected with this young of a group. But this group has embraced it. They picked it up relatively quick. They're really open to coaching, and I think they really listen, and I think they help each other. But it's certainly been different because we've had some experienced teams the last 3 or 4 years. But I've been doing this long enough that you have teams where you're kind of starting over with a young group, and there's a freshness and excitement about that as well. They've got a lot of energy every day, and I'm getting older, so I don't.
Mac, how open and receptive was Alex to just stepping into a role where he had to have more of a voice, even though he's kind of new to the program himself, but knowing how young the whole roster is, how receptive was he to that?
Yeah, it's been a process, but he's done a really good job, especially the last week or 10 days. I've been really pleased of how he's really elevated, that part of his leadership on a daily basis. And the reality of it is he's only been here a year, so it's not like he knows the ins and outs of everything that goes on around here. So it's been a challenge for him, but he's really embraced that and has done it with a lot of enthusiasm. And it's been pretty amazing. As he's done more of that, his level of play has kind of gotten better. So it's interesting how that works sometimes.
What's the value in having a guy who's had that much college basketball experience, high-level college basketball experience doing here? Just having that voice among the players, as opposed to if you guys are doing all the things, no one really.
Yeah, really, they're setting the stage for the growth of this young group. And you think about Alex and his experience at the college level. Keyshawn's played a lot of basketball at the Division I level. And then Ryan Hawkins has got a different set of experiences at the Division II level, but at an elite level of success. So, winning is winning, and the recipe that goes into that success doesn't change because you go up a level. You still have to do those little things every day. And the combination of Ryan and Alex and Keyshawn, along with Sharif from the sidelines right now, have done a really good job of leading this group.
Does the way that you measure progress change at all with such a young team, or do you anticipate once you get into the sort of preseason game planning that you'll kind of evaluate where you're at, similar to years past?
Yeah, I mean, a big part of this year is just growth, is, constant growth. As slow as it may come, we have to make sure that we're making progress. If you're making progress day by day, then you're getting better week by week, and you're putting yourself in a better position as the season starts to wind down that last 5 or 6 weeks. So that's really going to be, that's really our goal for this season, is let's just continue to get better. And if we can continue to get better, we've got some pretty good players to start with. What that's going to look like at the end will look pretty good.
Two more. K-Mac just came out with the policy COVID deal. It's going to be resulting in forfeits of teams can't field the team. Is that what you're expecting, given the landscape of college athletics?
It's a year late, because if that had been in place last year, we'd have won the league. So it's amazing how that works. But no, it's probably the right thing to do. I mean, how do you do it? So that decision was made above our level, like it was last year. So we'll deal with it the best we can, and hope and pray that doesn't become an issue with us.
Any moment that sticks out in this preseason where you've really recognized that where it's been like, oh my gosh, yeah, we're young.
Yeah, it was the Upper Iowa scrimmage.
Okay,
and
we all saw that.
No, the Upper Iowa scrimmage. We went through the timeouts. We went through the locker room, all the pregame warm-ups. I didn't cover what to do at the national anthem. I didn't tell them where to stand. I didn't tell them we were going to shake hands. I didn't tell them to wait for the flag to leave the floor. So as soon as we got up there, I'm like, I knew I forgot something. And Alex and Reef are trying to point everybody the right direction, and Ryan, because they're the only guys that was there last year. But that was the time where I knew, all right, we got some work to do.
Thanks, Coach.